Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are making the stand for this acrylic sign. This is a piece of 24 by 32 inch frosted acrylic from my local plastic store. That is how it looks, and you can see it's really windy out here right now, so it is holding up quite well. Some of the other tutorials that I've seen, they just put the pieces together and call it good, but we have actually bonded these, so it is going to be really sturdy. I'm gonna hold up for any outdoor event. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm out here in my garage. The first thing we are going to be using is the copper piping. So this is from Lowe's or Home Depot. This is Mueller Industries 1/2 inch, 10-foot long pipe. It is type M, which I'm not 100% sure the difference in the types other than the ink on these is red, which blends in with the copper way easier than the other version, which has blue ink. These are actually way cheaper too than the blue style. These fit just fine in my Jeep Grand Cherokee, but if you need to cut them down to size, they can do that in the store, or just buy one of these auto cutters, which is what I do. I find it way easier just to bring home the whole pipe and then I cut it down to size, so I know that they are the exact size as needed. Here are the connectors we are going to be using. We have 2 1/2 inch copper tees and 6 90-degree elbows. We'll be using Brasso and steel wool to polish these up. We'll be using, just for copper, and some heavy grit sanding paper to create the bond on our copper pieces. We will be spray painting 2 of these S-hooks to get the same color as our copper piping. Okay, so this is what the steel wool pad looks like. It folds out flat like this, but I just kind of leave it folded like this, and then put the Brasso right in this area. You can always leave the pipes just like them if you want. It'll just look more like a patina look. But this will remove the ink and just give it almost kind of like that mirror finish. If you have a hard time removing these stickers, sometimes they'll use this goof off or Goo Gone, just something that will help remove the sticky residue. So I'm gonna measure out 5 feet, which will actually just be the perfect center for the first one, and that will add our height. And then our auto cut, what you do is you just open it up. This is actually super simple to use, and it doesn't take much pressure at all either. Get there right about your 6-foot mark or 5-foot mark. I'm going to clamp it. And then on here, actually an arrow right there, so you can see which way that you need to rotate it to cut that pipe. So rotate this way, rotate, rotate. And there, it did a nice clean cut. Okay, so I have my height pieces ready. Now I am going to be working on the top support and then also the back lumber ones. So for the larger sign, which of course you can make these whatever size you want, I do about 27 to 28 inches wide. So first piece, and then just gonna make sure this is the exact same size. already. Dang, perfect. Okay, so the last piece is measured at about 39 inches long, and we need 4 supports to the footing out of it. So I'm actually I marked it at every 9 inches, so we'll actually have a little bit excess left. But this is still just using 2 of those pipes. So the third I like to have on hand just as extra in case something happens when I start bonding these together. But sometimes I will cut them too short and have to use a whole new pipe. So definitely keep that in mind. You can always return it if you need to. Okay, and then these are the cuts that you'll end up with. I have 2 longer ones that are going to be adding the height. These 3, this is for the very top piece that goes across, and then the front and the back of the footing, and then these are going to act as supports for that footing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is make the footing. I'm actually going to kind of map all of this out just to make sure that I am attaching the right connectors onto the right pieces here. This is how it is going to fit together. We have the 2 longer pieces in the back, the 4 shorter ones with 2 on each side, and then the elbows on each of the 4 corners with the T's in the center. This is what the taller pipes are going to be coming straight out of. So whenever you bond these together, this is going to be really important that this part does stick straight up. So when you buy the Just for Copper, it is going to come with the emery cloth. So step 1 is clean and sand pipe and connector with 60 grit emery cloth. That is what they gave us already, so we are good to start on those pieces. So I just rip a little piece off that, and then I start working with my connectors, doing the inside of the connectors, just to kind of give it like a little grittiness there. So I did the inside of the connectors, now I'm going to do the outside of the pipes. And this just needs to be like about a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch around that. I just kind of wrap this around and give it a quick little sanding there. And then that will be enough for your bonding. And then we are ready to apply our Just for Copper. So all you need to do is shake the bottle. So this is the important part. Step 2, shake bottle and apply Just for Copper add inside of connector and outside of pipe. And the important part is insert pipe into connector, rotate and align within 5 seconds. So you have to be super quick about this when you do it. And that is kind of why I like to have extra piping, because I have actually this specific piece here. I have actually used this and then ended up bonding too fast. So then one of these end pieces, that it basically was like this. So whenever you had it on the ground, this one was straight and then this one was pointing up. And it already bonded too fast and I didn't have enough time to push it down. So it does literally bond in the 5 seconds like it says. And then once it bonds, you're not gonna be able to move it. You're just gonna have to cut that piece off and start over. So definitely recommend having that extra piece of piping just in case. But maybe don't sand it and clean it until you know that you're gonna use it. So basically what you just start doing is the Just for Copper is gonna come out just like that. And you place on the inside of the connector, and you do not need to saturate it, you just need a little bit. It's on the inside of the connector. And then the outside of the pipe. So just a little bit. And then what you do is push it in and you just rotate. I usually give it about a 1/2 turn or a quarter turn. And then you just take a cloth and do the excess off like that. I'm just gonna set that there so it can dry, but I will show you guys here in less than a minute just how well this stuff works, because it is very impressive. I'm just gonna start working on this other part here. Okay, I'll show you this. This. Oh, I mean, I'm using my full force there and it's not going anywhere. Okay, and just start working your way around and connecting all of these together. Just make sure that whenever you do this one and like these pieces here with the T's, and then you connect it to the elbows, just that that T is sticking straight up for that pipe there. Okay, so now that I've done the bottom piece, I am going to do my top part that is going to connect to both of the height pieces. So, and then when I put on the second piece, of course I want it to be perfectly in line with that. Okay, now that is ready as well. And there we have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. See you soon.